It's my last day here in South Africa. I've been gone for 2 weeks. The first week I was skiing in waist-deep powder in the French Alps, and then this last week I've been here in South Africa for several days over on the Eastern Cape, going for a safari beyond my wildest dreams. And then these last several days we've been here in Cape Town and experiencing all the beauty and magic that she has to offer. I'm here in the courtyard of our hotel. It's this beautiful little hotel that we're staying at. And interestingly enough, the trip that my husband and I are doing, while yes, it's an extraordinary vacation, it actually has a purpose. It's called a FAM trip, F-A-M, for familiarization. You see, outside of business, one of my amazing passions is I love to ski. You knew that about me. So does my husband. And we are involved in a local ski club of almost 400 people back home in Virginia. And there's not a lot of great skiing in Virginia, so we have this club, and we take our club on week-long or 10-day or 2-week-long ski trips out west to the Colorado Rockies or Utah or Montana or Wyoming or up to the Canadian Rockies or over to Europe. And this trip was with a tour operator that we use and work with our ski club, to help us scout out a couple of options to take back to our ski club for them to potentially become trips that we take our group on. So it has been jam-packed. It's been an amazing experience, and the tour operators, the hotel managers, certain restaurants and lodges, and we've been doing a lot of site visits and touring different hotels and facilities and going on different excursions, trying out which ones would our group like and not like, and we've gotten some great research on this trip. So it was kind of a 2-for-1. It was a strategy, kind of a familiarization trip for our ski club, and of course we're having a great time. Now the interesting thing is this: we have seen both in France with the tour operators that we spoke to there, and here especially in on the safari and in Cape Town, a lot of people in the same industry are working together. They're collaborating. You know, in this world that we live in so many other industries, competition is how it works. Right? I got to beat you out so I can get my clients, so I can make my money, and it's all about me. And it's very selfishly driven, fear-based driven. But one of the things that I noticed, especially with our guide and driver for the safari at the private game reserve that we were staying at, there was about 14 to 20 different Jeeps that went out over about 25,000 acres. Don't quote me on that, but it's a lot of acres. There's about 14 to 20 Jeeps that we would go out on a ride every day. And the beautiful thing was, all of these guides and trackers and drivers would talk to each other on the radio to tell us, everybody, what they had spotted, where they saw the male lions, where they saw the hippos, where they saw the baboons, so that everybody could have an amazing experience together. And they worked together in collaboration. Now, it would have been easy for us to say, oh no, we don't want anybody else to see the 3 lionesses that just had this kill and watching this extraordinary life, nature at its best, and we could have just kept it to ourselves. But we didn't. We shared it with the other drivers so the other guests could also have an amazing experience. It's just how the world works, right? We love working in collaboration. And then here in Cape Town, we've had a guide every day that's taken us to a lot of different places: Table Mountain, the Botanical Gardens, down to Cape Point, to see the seals, to see penguins. Who knew penguins lived in Africa on a beach? I didn't. And to go up to the wineries. And so we had guides that were with us. And at each stop, there might be 3 or 4 guides with some private groups. And they would all talk about, what was your experience today? What did you find? What worked well? What didn't work well? What spot did you like? Where would you not go back? And I just watched and observed them all, just having this experience of collaboration so that they could make and create the best experience for their clients at that time. And I was talking with our tour operator, and he said, you know, years ago, not too long ago, it was very much a competitive nature. And every guide was out for himself. I want my clients to have the best experience, and I want to get the most clients. So they had a very competitive approach to working with their clients. And he said that while that was effective, it was a very short-term game. And it worked in that moment. But in the long run, they actually hurt themselves and found themselves not having as many clients as now the people that collaborate together they actually get more of an overflow. One guide might be booked for the next 3 weeks, and he's got some people requesting him, and so he's referring his buddy. And this other guide gets the overflow of clients. And what they're noticing is that this collaboration is actually helping them all be more successful in the long term. So competition versus collaboration, well, it depends. Are you playing a short-term game? It is. Competition might be the thing you reach for. It's not very fun. It's high stress, high adrenaline. But if you're playing a long-term game and you're in this business for the passion of it, for the impact of it, not just for you to win, but for your clients to win as well, and for your colleagues to win, collaboration is a much more successful strategy in the long run. You do have to be committed to the long term, and it is all based on relationships. So get out there. Build those relationships with your colleagues, with those referral partners, with those strategic alliances so that you can support one another in the long game. You win, your clients win, the world wins. Let's go for collaboration, shall we? All right, I got to go have my breakfast. Then we're hitting the airport and we're about to make our long trek home. And we've got an 8-hour flight. And then we have a 14-hour flight. And one of the things that I've decided to do is to digest my journey, because that's a long flight. I'm going to be going through all the photos that I took and remembering each experience and offering up gratitude for what I got to experience, for the business that I've created, and for the life that I've created, so that I can have an opportunity like this. So here's to dreaming bigger dreams, living bigger lives, and making a bigger impact. I believe in you, and I'm so grateful for the work that you do in this world. I'll see you in a few days.